Hi, I'm Rikki, and occasionally I talk about movies, mostly about disability representation and the like, or I just want to talk about movies because I like them, especially horror movies. And today I am possibly Zane, my cat. No, go the other way around. What are you doing? Oh my god. Oh my god, what are you doing? You. You want this? Ooh! Okay, come down here and play. Anyway, we're gonna talk about I Know What You Did Last Summer, the 2025 version that just came out. So if you didn't know, Lois Duncan was actually my favorite author growing up. I read The Third Eye, I read I Know What You Did Last Summer, I read Killing Mr. Griffin. I read a lot of her books. I do not recall when I first started watching the movie series, but when I started getting into movies, and especially American movies that weren't captioned until way later, or it was hard to find them. Yeah, anyways, I'm a late bloomer, but I did watch it a long time ago. And I also really liked 911 before someone ruined it all. So I'm very happy to see Jennifer Love Hewitt in new things as well. So lo and behold, I finally get my A-list subscription back on AMC. I go to see I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'm getting a little bit excited, mostly because actually the number one reason I wanted to watch this is because Austin Nichols was involved, and I did not know how he was involved. In fact, I thought he was only the producer, but turns out he plays the pastor. And yes, I have read the Dark Romance series that involves the priest, which I'm not sure what the difference is. But anyway, so I Know What You Did Last Summer pretty much follows the same exact pattern. A group of friends end up getting into it and accidentally kill someone. Oh, I guess I should mention also that I have another review of this on my Patreon. So for $5 a month, you actually get access to all the movie reviews. So first and foremost, let's go over the characters a little bit, shall we? We do have one more main character, yes, because in the original film it was like the core four, and then in this one you actually get five. They're pretty much copycats of the previous characters. Ava is Julie, Milo is Ray, Danica is Helen, and Teddy is Barry. I liked Ava okay. I think Danica was actually my favorite. Teddy kind of bored me. Milo, I would have liked more of. And then you get to the actual movie parts where I was starting to get worried because it did start out a little bit different. These group of friends are already a little bit more established in their lives. It's been a long time since I've seen the original, but I feel like everyone had just graduated high school in the original. I don't remember. But in this one, people are getting engaged. Danica is getting engaged or was engaged, and she was having an engagement party. And it's the 4th of July, of course. It has to be the 4th of July in Southport, North Carolina. And they're all gonna go to watch the fireworks. And this is where it's the same but a little bit different. Yes, a group of young adults are in the car. And yes, they don't hit anybody. They pull over. This is where it's a little bit different. They do pull over. And one of them is going to, instead of hit someone, they're just staying in the middle of the road being a doofus. And thus you're kind of going over the same pattern again. Somebody's gonna die. Somebody in another car is going to die. You're gonna see a lot of similarities. You're gonna see a lot of the same places or a few of the same places. Yes, there will be deaths because of course it is a slasher film, and some of them are kind of the same. You're almost watching the same exact movie all over again, but there are differences, of course. Julie and Ray are in the movie, and they are older. Julie is going to be like that mentor as well as Ray. They are basically mentoring two different people in a group. Like I said, Ava is supposed to be Julie, so Julie will mentor Ava for a tiny little bit. Stevie actually works under Ray at the bar. Yes. It's a fun little slasher movie. It's not a movie that I'm going to take very seriously as I'm watching it. I'm not expecting a slasher film to have this big old flesh out story and get really deep and philosophical. You know what I will say though, and this is where there's going to be a really big spoiler, the plot twist was a whole freaking cop out. That's probably the one thing that I didn't like. And there were a few comments that I read that said they liked the first act, second act was okay, third act is where it all falls apart, and that is because Ray is one of the killers. Ray is upset that the whole town seems to have forgotten what has happened because Teddy, that is part of the Core 5, his dad is a police officer, so he's able to make things go away and scrub it off the internet because Southport is a tourist area in North Carolina. So, of course, they want people to not know what happened. They want people to come over for the summer and give the town money. And thus, when murders start happening again, people aren't happy that they're being forgotten about. Julie doesn't like that they're being forgotten about, or Ava doesn't like that they're being forgotten about, or nobody's believing them. And when they have this town hall, because they kind of can't shove it under the rug anymore, Ray comes in and he's pissed off, and that's when you first see him. So when you find out one of the killers, and then you find out that Ray is another one, because he hated that people forgot them. They forgot about Ray, they forgot about Julie, they forgot about Heaven and Barry. Helen. Did I say Heaven? I meant Helen. So he wants everyone to remember again by becoming the murderer, or one of them. And of course you get a final showdown between him and Julie, because of course you're going to. Why would you not? And it's fascinating to see, because in the sequel, when Julie and Carla, I believe, are in the Bahamas or wherever they were on this little vacation that they won, and of course they're getting hunted down, because of course they are, Ray takes his little boat and he goes from North Carolina to the Bahamas to try to save them, or at the very least save Julie, because he cares about her and loves her so much. So why is he so easily willing to just kill her, or try to? It got brought up on Reddit, it got brought up on probably Facebook as well. People were very surprised to see that happen and felt like it was very much a cop-out and a very big, 180, very big personality change from who Ray is or was. And maybe was is the key word here, because trauma can definitely change people. You're very surprised at first, like, okay, this person has survived bad things twice, like, why would you want to repeat that? But it's kind of like the cycle of abuse almost, right? Sometimes you do end up being another person to continue that cycle. So I guess if trauma has hit you so badly and so differently, Julie is working as a professor in a university trying to teach people about whatever it is, I forget, probably criminology or psychology. Ray's working a bar, which is fine, but it's astronomically different. It's the complete opposite of what Julie is doing, and so all he can do is just think about it, and he's not really taking anything from that experience and using it to try to better things, which you also don't have to do anyway if you don't want to. You don't have to take this experience and write a book or make a tell-all or help people in university to learn from it. But I also feel like it just went by so quickly. If you're going to do such a plot twist, I wish it was fleshed out a little bit more, because this guy has not that much screen time, and all of a sudden, oh, okay, you are the killer for why? Then again, how often do killers really get a whole lot of screen time anyways? Unless you're Michael Myers. This franchise is becoming like Scream, where it is going to open up for another sequel, since lo and behold, one of the villains is still alive, or Ray basically insinuates that the other villain is still alive, because like they say, if you don't see them die, are they really dead? And in the post-credits, or it was mid-credit scene, Julie does find Carla, and she has another "I know what you did last summer" note. Alas, there's a stalker, which I'm pretty sure is just the other villain that's still alive, and so definitely opens up for another one where Julie and Carla are going to try to officially be rid of this villain once and for all. I Know What You Did Last Summer is a fun little slasher film. I don't love it. I don't hate it. Would I go watch it again? Probably, because I want to get another look at Austin Nichols, who I wish had a much bigger part in this. I mean, I don't know what else you could do, which I thought he was going to be the villain, which is why I was also like, what the heck? I expected one of the villains after they did the whole, oh look, plot twist, but I didn't expect Ray to be one. It almost would have just made more sense if everyone that was involved in the original villain circle to be the villain. I like how I've already spoiled some stuff, and I'm still trying to keep some stuff not spoiled. I don't know. Don't watch movie reviews if you don't want to be spoiled. I know some people put warnings, but I don't. I just babble. I don't know how much longer it's going to be in theaters, but let's be honest, movies end up on streaming within like a month now. Anyway, so if you like the franchise, if you like little slasher movies that you really just don't have to think about when you're watching them, take a look at this. Either way, I think I'll give it 3 out of 5 stars, that type of thing, on Letterboxd, and I gave it its praises on Patreon. So again, if you'd like to read movie reviews and all sorts of media, go check that out. $1 a month, $5 a month, up to you. And since I'm getting back into the movie and TV watching groove, since that is also part of my big girl job, hopefully we're going to keep up with adding more movie reviews in the future on this channel. So be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on that. And if you have any movie suggestions, whether it be because of disability representation and wanting to make commentary on it, or something like this where I just like a horror movie and I just want to talk about it, or you want me to talk about it, let me know. Thank you for watching. I very much appreciate it, and I'll see you later. Bye.